Hey, parents, at some point in the next 12 months, you're going to have a birthday party to throw for one or more of your kids. And of course, the one question you're going to ask is, well, how do I create a great birthday party for my child? And the second question is, can I get a second mortgage from the bank to pull off this birthday party so that I can compete with the birthday party my son or daughter just went to? And we're going to talk today about how to create great celebrations for your kids without breaking the bank, something that's memorable. And we've got a special guest to help us do that. We're going to introduce her to you in just a moment. My name is Tim Wright. I'm here with Dr. Michael Gurian, the Wonder Parenting Podcast, a brain science approach to parenting. And Michael, we're kind of in an interesting spot when it comes to a discussion like this, because we were kind of raised back in the 60s where birthdays were pretty simple. You had your friends over, you had a cake, and you opened gifts.
Right.
And then with our kids, it began to shift, and the parties got a bit more expansive. And, well, did you see what so-and-so did with their party? How am I going to compete with that? And now, kids are going to kindergarten graduations in limousines. So it's a very different world. And the point is we want to celebrate well with our kids. And that's what we're going to talk about today. And Michael, in a moment, I'm going to ask you to remember your favorite birthday party from when you were a kid. All right. So I'm going to give you a moment to think about it. We are brought to you as always by Army and Navy Academy. Boys and girls learn differently. It's science. Army and Navy Academy, in partnership with the Gurian Institute, tailors education to how boys learn best through hands-on experiences, structured mentorship, engaging academics, and real-world skill development. As an all-boys military boarding school in the Pacific Ocean in Carlsbad, California, we create an environment where boys focus, connect, and thrive. Discover how we unlock each boy's potential and develop them into virtuous young men at armyandnavyacademy.org. That's armyandnavyacademy.org. And Michael, just to remind folks, we are now on YouTube so people can see these old, ancient, wrinkled faces. And our special guest that we have with us today, youtube.com/@Wonder of Parenting, youtube.com/@Wonder of Parenting. So Michael, before I introduce our guest, do you have a birthday memory from when you were a kid?
Wow.
Long time ago.
You asked me that and I, nothing is coming to me. Isn't that terrible? I mean, is that how old I am at 67? I think part of it is because we moved so much when I was a kid.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I didn't really, I can remember, I do remember I don't know where I was, 14, 15, middle teens. We were in Durango, Colorado. And I think that birthday party, we went way up into the mountains and we camped and had a few friends. But otherwise I'm not remembering. Can you remember?
I can remember. Yes, I remember one of them because it was kind of a big deal. We had a party. We had friends over, birthday cake, and then we went to see a movie. That was a pretty big deal. And what we saw was Around the World in a Daze or something like that with the Three Stooges.
The Three Stooges. I remember that. Yeah. Okay.
Black and white. So That tells you how long ago that was. And of course, then, birthday parties for our kids and now our grandkids. And we've got a guest with us today.
For my kids. Yeah.
So Nikki McPetridge is with us today. And she has just released a new children's book that's not only a great children's book, but gives us some insights that we can talk about in how do we navigate this new day of doing parties for our kids. So, Nikki, first of all, welcome to the Wonder Parenting Podcast. We're so glad to have you with us. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Thank you, gentlemen. I'm happy to be here. Thank you. My name is Nikki McPetridge. I was born and raised in Alexandria, Virginia, and moved out to California, where I reside in SoCal, California. And I have a beautiful baby girl. She just turned 5. Married for 13 years. Thank you. Married for 13 years. But I cannot forget about my fur baby, Coco. She'll be very upset. And she just turned 8. But yeah, that's a little bit about me. I just released this book and it's been a party ever since.
Yeah. So, not to put any pressure on you, but you live like an hour or two away from Disneyland. So I would imagine every birthday party is there. Now, is that correct?
Negative.
Negative.
No, talking about second mortgaging, putting a second mortgage on your house.
Yeah.
Disneyland is really, that's a once, I don't want to say once in a lifetime, but it's one time for every couple of years.
Yeah.
It's very pricey. It's very pricey.
So tell us how this book came to be. Tell us again the name of the book and then how it came to be.
Yeah, the name of the book is Maya's Birthday Wish, and it came to me in a dream. So one night, I was thinking recently about how I wanted to leave some type of legacy, some type of something for my daughter. I just didn't know what that looked like. I was thinking about maybe I can write her a song or something. I just really didn't have the idea. I just knew I wanted to leave her something. So either that night or the next night, I had this dream, the premise of the book, and I woke up. I'm like, that's good. You know what? I need to write it down because I don't trust my memory to remember it the next day. So I wrote it down. A couple of days later, wrote the entire manuscript, sent it out to get edited, came back very fast, and the rest is history. So got this book.
Okay, and when did it come out?
August 4th.
August 4th.
This year.
Okay, so of 2025, for those of you who are maybe listening in 2028.
True.
So again, congratulations. So exciting. So it has to do with this leaving a legacy. And I know one of the things that has sort of inspired you and the reason why you're doing podcasts like ours is to talk to parents. And these are my words now, about the pressure so many parents can feel in trying to put together these extravaganzas for their kids, which certainly can be great, but don't necessarily have to break the bank, correct?
Correct. Absolutely correct. The idea behind this book was to counteract all of that. You see all of these keeping up with the Joneses, well, our generation keeping up with the Kardashians at this point. We're trying to do everything that they do, but we can't afford that. And we don't want that to be the norm for our kids. That's not, no. We want simple. We have to try to get back to the basics. My daughter, her birthday party was in September and it was hot. She got a jumper. The kids decided to, let's get a bucket of water, get some water guns, water balloons, had a ball. Simple as that. It was sidewalk chalk, bubbles, simple. And they were as happy as can be. So
and what do you think is behind this pressure to just go more and more extravagant? And I think Michael and I will admit, whether we did it or not, our generation is certainly guilty of doing that. We were the parents who started this trend. What's behind it, do you think?
Social media. Honestly, I feel that social media and then these programs that we watch on TV. I remember MTV Cribs without aging myself. MTV Cribs was, to me, the start of it, where you would see all the things, all the materialism just being glorified. And everybody wanted that. More cars, bigger houses, all the things. And then social media. Oh, so-and-so had this party. Oh, I have to have this over here. Oh, no, we got to keep it growing, keep building, keep going into massive debt. For what, a couple of likes on Instagram? Yeah. Right. Did the kids really enjoy the party, or this was for you? So I would attribute that to social media.
Right. Yeah, good point. So we're going to come back and talk more about that, but just give us a little synopsis of the book itself.
Oh, yeah. So this story follows Maya, who's about 3 in the book, and she needs to figure out what her birthday wish is going to be. And she doesn't really know where to start, but her dad suggests, why don't you draw it? Draw what you would want more in life. So draw it, think about it, draw it, and let's see what happens. So she's going through her imagination. She's drawing the things that she would like. But then at the end, no spoilers, it all comes around. It's not a thing that she wishes for. So it's not a thing. It's something more personal. I can't speak. I'm sorry. No, it is more personal. It's more personal, and it's not a thing. Now you have to read the book so you know what it is.
Excellent.
Yes. So
Good.
Good.
just the
Well,
whole
so we're
idea.
we're gonna take a break, and then we're gonna come back and we'll start talking, dig a little deeper into this. You listen to the Wonder of Parenting podcast, the brain science approach to parenting. We are here with our special guest, Nikki McPetridge. How to celebrate birthdays with your kids without breaking the bank and maybe losing your mind at the same time. We'll be back with you in just a moment. Michael, I want to do a little brain science stuff with you here before we get back to Nikki. There is something, need, whether it's in the brain, whatever, for celebrations and marking significant events in our lives. Turning 5, as Nikki's daughter just did, that's a big moment. Turning 13, so on and so forth. What role do these celebrations play in our lives? And then what happens when we do sort of go too extreme in celebrating things?
Well, I think there's supposed to be a rite of passage, just kind of like a mini rite of passage, like, oh, you're 5 now, and then we're going to have this party. But also, I mean, if we look at sort of evolution and look at it anthropologically, also, now that you're 5 and we're having this party, you're going to have some more responsibilities. You're going to be growing up. You're growing up a little more now, and so we're going to have some expectations of you now that you're 5, now that you're 10, now that you're 15. So I do think that throughout human history, that's kind of what they were about. The materialism has come later, right? Because most people, through all of our ancestors, most people didn't have money, right? And they didn't have a lot of things. And so they focused on something, and often it was something functional. So if we go back 100 years, 200 years, it's a kind of a rite of passage. It's functional, and it helps you to understand that we're going to have more expectations of you now. You're going to earn more privileges, etc. All the rite of passage stuff. So when materialism became possible, right? When like go back. So you and I are born in 1958. You're 57.
I was born in 57. Yeah.
You're 57. Yeah. Yep. Tim and I are about 6 months apart. We're both 67. Wait, did you turn 68 already, Tim?
Not yet.
Not yet. Okay. Don't rush it. Okay. So we were born then in that time. We actually did not, there wasn't much materialism for my folks, at least. And I think I've talked to you about yours, where like they did not have the money to throw big parties or anything. Right. So it was still very much, wow, you've turned 5. Here's a couple things, and we're going to give you some more responsibility now. But then as my kids were growing up, as your and my kids were growing up, I could definitely see it as my kids who were born in 90 and 93, as they were, growing up and they were getting toward, I can't remember, 7 to 10, 10 to 13, somewhere in there. We definitely felt other people were doing things, and we were supposed to keep up with other people.
Yeah.
And so in a way, what the birthday lost is it lost what we really want it to be about, which is a rite of passage in which we're giving gifts and we're expecting more of the child because they've hit this milestone. That got lost. And somewhere what we did, the last thing I'll say about what we did is we realized, because each of our kids had a bat mitzvah, and the bat mitzvah parties were psycho. I mean, we spent so much money on these bat mitzvah parties.
Yeah.
It just got away from us, and it got away from our friends. It just got away. And then we just like had a come to Jesus moment, if I could say that for a bat mitzvah.
For a Jewish person,
rabbi. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
We had to come to Jesus, Gail and I did, and we're like, okay, we're not doing this again. This wasn't right. And so our kids' birthdays after that were not, we jumped off that train. And our kids, to Nikki's point, our kids were just as happy. They just didn't really need all that stuff.
Right. And I think, Nikki, that's part of your point. One of the things that you want to argue for is that it's not so much about the event as it is about the memories that are built.
Correct.
The love that's shared. Expand on that a little bit.
Yes, that is exactly what this book is about. Not the things, not possessions, but your family. Everything that you can't buy. And that has really gotten lost again, social media. I mean, it's good for many things, but when it comes to small, intimate parties, things like that, it's just out of control. And we want to celebrate the person's existence. I do love birthdays. I love celebrating them because it means that you are here, that you exist. Celebrate, but don't break the bank.
Yeah.
Don't go be so crazy. But that's my whole thing. And then just value what matters the most is your family, is creating memories, is building friendships. That's what matters. All this other stuff, possessions, that doesn't make you who you are. You can't take that with you the day that God calls you home. You can't take any of this stuff. So we need to prioritize our family, prioritize the people that we love instead of
Yeah.
stuff.
Right.
So you talk about the joy of simplicity and
Yes.
simplifying. Let's take a party, for example. And what does it mean to simplify a party?
Figure out what is your priority. So
Okay.
when you want to have a party, okay, so what is the main focus? Oh, my friends. Okay, let's invite your friends and we'll throw in a couple of games and we're good to go. Make sure you have food, otherwise they won't say. But when people prioritize gifts and flashiness, then everything gets lost because now you're trying to keep up with everything and everybody else. And for what? Is the kid happy at the end of the day? Are you happy at the end of the day? After that day, probably not. So it's just, we got to prioritize, get our priorities in order.
I've been to a few parties for kids, might be for family members or whatever, where the party ends up being very, very nice, but the parents are so stressed out putting it all together. And then, of course, the kids are stressed out because mom and dad are stressed out. And I think this is what you're trying to say, find ways to simplify. And it sounds like you sort of start by saying to your child, how can we make this a great day? Let's be creative. Let's be imaginative.
Yes.
Talk a little bit about that. And then I have a follow-up for you.
All the things. Because I did ask my daughter, okay, what is the most important thing for you for your birthday? What do you want to do? And then she'll start naming her friends. I want so-and-so to be here. I want so-and-so to be here. Okay, good. We can do that. What kind of food? Pizza. Oh, excellent. Everybody loves pizza. Just very simple. Back to basics. That's it. And then all of a sudden, the party just took on a life of its own because it was super hot. And then they wanted water. Easy. Bucket of water. Have fun, kids. And let their imagination go. Kids they're losing their imagination, but if you give them an opportunity, they will find stuff to do and it'll be the best thing ever. So that horse you got, the little pony rides, they don't need that. Not at all.
So let's talk about that for a moment. That's kind of my follow-up. You've got this may not have happened yet for your daughter, but you've got a child who has been to the super party. And I mean, it was all the bells and whistles, and then it's your child's turn for the birthday. And you're saying, okay, look, our budget is this. But my friend, they'll be so bored if we just have cake and water balloon toss. How do we help our kids sort of navigate the pressure that they may be feeling, having been to the super party 2 weeks ago, and now they've got what might be a boring party because it doesn't have all the bells and whistles?
We'll talk about it. So I will ask her, sit her down. Maya, what did you like about so-and-so's party? Oh, I like this and this. Okay, so if you could have one thing from their party to our party, what would it be? Again, she's thinking about it. And then let's say it's always food with her. Ice cream. Okay, let's have an ice cream. We'll do something special with the ice cream. But we'll have conversations because I can't have her wanting the entire world. It's not about that. And my husband and I will instill these family values. This is what you need. We got to have gratitude for what you do have. Don't worry about what they have. So yeah, it's an everyday conversation with her, little by little, planting that seed, gratitude, family, not things. But she's still 5. She's still going to want all the things, but she'll work herself through it. We'll talk about it. And she
hasn't turned 13 yet.
Nah, not yet.
and of course, it is amazing to me, even for 5-year-olds, the kind of parties that we see. And this isn't, meant to just to sort of shame parents who spend a lot of money on parties.
Not at all.
It is to say, what do we really value and what do our kids need to make it a memorable moment? And we're going to pick up on that. We'll be back with you in just a moment. The Wonder Parenting Podcast, a brain science approach to parenting. I'm Tim Wright, along with Dr. Michael Green and our special guest, Nikki McPetridge, who has got a new book out. And we're talking about how to have cool parties for your kids without having to take out that second mortgage on the house. We'll be back with you in just a moment. Nikki, can you remember what was the biggest party you went to that was just wow? Do you have one of those that you remember?
Does that include weddings? Because
I would say for maybe it would be, let's say, either when you were growing up or a party that you took your daughter to where you thought, wow, this is pretty cool, but wow, we could never do that.
Let's see, off the top of my head, can't really, because I have a lot of people in my life that we are of the same mindset, so nothing too extravagant.
Yeah.
Ooh, nothing comes to my head right now except weddings. Right. I've been to some fancy, extravagant weddings. Oh my word! Yes. Yeah. That's a whole nother topic, right? That's true. That's true. That's a whole nother thing. Mm-hmm.
And you don't know this about me, but I was a pastor for 41 years, so I've done a lot of those weddings, and they're always beautiful. But you think, wow, could have bought a house for that. So, yes, but again,
100%.
A topic for another day. So you've got a daughter. She's turned 5, and you're trying to. Part of what I hear you saying is this isn't just about the birthday party. It's about the kind of values that we want to instill into our family. In your case, into your daughter, before the conversation even comes up about what the party will look like. And it sounds like as you begin to impart those values, that the perhaps disagreements or, well, they had such a big party, that's not even necessarily going to come up in your family because you've already built in a different kind of foundation.
We are trying. It's breadcrumbs every day, because we're going up against, all the friends, all the social media, all the comparisons every day. We're going up against all of that, but we just have to keep her grounded, and we have these conversations, as unpleasant as they may be, but we're going to keep having these conversations because stuff does not make you who you are. So we got to get that starting with the kids. That's another reason why this book has taken on a life of its own, because people can relate to that.
Right.
A lot of people can't afford these extravagant things, and we just need to have our kids value people, value the time that we have. So that's
and you talk about family rituals, how important those become in the ongoing life of your family. So what are some things maybe for you that you've built into your family so far that have become almost ritual like for you?
We do gratitude wishes. We call them gratitude wishes because I like the magic of the word wish, and then we add gratitude. So I have my daughter tell me every day one thing that you're grateful for. They can be, her answers get a little funny, but she's understanding the concept, because you can't keep, and if she wants something new, all right, what are you going to donate? Because we can't just keep stocking stuff. So you want a new stuffy, 1, you're going to earn your money to go get it yourself, and 2, you are going to donate something that you already have.
Right.
Good.
So we're trying.
And was this something that you were raised with, or is this just something that you and your hubby decided these are the values we want to build into our family?
Something that we have decided as adults that we want to instill in our family, because both of us, we were raised in small families. I was raised by a single mom. She really didn't. I can't recall if we had this conversation about values and things like that. Same with my husband. We learned through observation. So then this is what we want for our family. We don't want her to be like some of these people we see walking in the streets. So we're going to keep instilling positive values with her.
Yeah.
Great.
So as we get close to wrapping up here, one of the things that strikes me about when you're talking about parties is that it's not just the party you want something deeper to happen in the life of your daughter. So talk about, as we kind of wrap up, talk about what that means of it. The party is a means to an end. It is not the end itself.
Right. In Maya's birthday wish, it comes all full circle. It goes through all the things from I'm excited for my birthday party, I get to make this wish, and then she has to critical think and use her imagination. That's how she comes up to what she wants. But then at the end, it brings it all together where she wants this particular thing. Many levels to my book, many levels, not just the surface. On the surface, it looks like an ordinary children's book. Not at all. Many, many levels. It's not that deep, but it is. It is. And we just want the best for everyone. And parties is a way to connect with your family, with your friends, create memories, spend time. Just don't spend all the money. So spending time with family is what matters. So yes.
Now, with your daughter's only 5. Do you sort of say to her, honey, this is the amount of money that we have set aside for this celebration? So whatever your creativity wants to do, or do you just sort of, you and your hubby kind of say, all right, this is what we're going to do, and we'll let her imagine, but then we have to rein her in? How does that work best at this point for you?
All right. So we'll talk about it. You go to these parties. What did you like about it? What do you want to do with yours? And then I'm not going to give her an exact number. This is the budget for the party. She won't really comprehend that yet. But I always have her pick at least one thing that she likes, and then we'll work from there. I won't say, no, we don't have the money for that. No, that's too, because kids don't want to hear that.
Right.
They necessarily at 5 don't even understand that yet. So we try to compromise, and I'm teaching her all the things. So work in progress. So
tell us again the name of the book.
Yes, it is Maya's Birthday Wish.
Beautiful.
And who? Now, if you're watching on YouTube, she just held it up for us. Who did the illustrations for you?
Illustrated by Noor Zaki.
Is this somebody you knew or somebody that you contracted with? The cover looks beautiful.
Yes, thank you. This was a recommendation from the publisher.
Yeah.
Noor.
Yeah.
She did an amazing job. Yeah, an amazing job.
And they can get it Amazon and other places?
Yes. Amazon.com, my website, mayastoryland.com, or barnesandnoble.com.
Okay. Maya's Storytime, MAYAS.
TORYLAND.com.
All right. Very good. Well, it's been an absolute delight having you with us today. I'm sure there are a lot of parents who are saying to themselves, okay, this was fantastic stuff. I'm going to cut $2,000 out of my budget today and make this manageable again. And so thank you so very, very much for the time. And tell us one more time the name of the book. We want to make sure people pick it up.
Maya's Birthday Wish.
Maya's Birthday Wish, Nikki McPetridge. And the Fetridge is with a PH, not an F.
That's right.
So it's like Nikki McPetridge, but it's Nikki McPetridge, which makes no difference whatsoever unless you're a Partridge Family fan, right? And you have no idea what we're talking about, but Michael does. So you've been listening to Wonder of Parenting podcast, a brain science approach to parenting. And we've had our special guest with us, Nikki, and talking about Maya's Birthday Wish. Pass this along to your friends, by the way. This is a good one. Have a great week, everyone. Thanks for joining us. We'll be back with you next time.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks, Nikki.
Thank you.